my channel. So today I'm going to be doing kind of a vampy but yet pink kind of smoky eye. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be calling this video yet. We'll just have to see. I did a kind of a traditional holiday look last year, and so I didn't want to recreate the same thing and have a classic eye and a bold red lip because that's everywhere. Yes, I probably will be wearing that a lot for Christmas, but there's a ton of videos on it, and I have one from last year. I can link it down below if you want to see it. So I thought I would do kind of a new take. This is probably leaning more towards what I would wear on New Year's Eve rather than Christmas, but I still really like it. It's kind of similar to the look I wore on my birthday, so if you wanted to see something like that, this is pretty close to it. Don't even get me started about why I haven't uploaded in so long. I was being really consistent and then I fell off the wagon, I know, but school comes first, then it comes work, and then it comes to my filming, which kind of stinks, but that's just how it is. So you can totally change out the lip color on this. I know a lot of people would not wear this lip color just because it's so dark, but I love it. This is one of my favorite lip colors ever, and even though my mom hates it, I like to wear this lip color. So you could totally do a nude lip with this eye look or whatever lip you wanted, a mauve lip, anything. I chose to do a dark lip. That's just me. Do whatever you want. But I think I've rambled on for enough time. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. I really don't have any idea what I'm going to be doing. I'm thinking, let's just see how it goes. I'm going to be first starting off with my eyes. I'm going to be priming using my Wet n Wild primer. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I love this. It's also discontinued, but you can still find it on Amazon. It is much more expensive than it was. It used to be $2 when it was in the drugstore, but now that's discontinued. It's like $16. I still actually feel like it's worth that price though. If you want to pay for a really good eyeshadow primer, you're gonna have to go to high-end anyways, but I honestly, out of all the high-end eyeshadow primers I've tried, this one is the best in my personal opinion. And I just cannot give it up. Also, ignore my nails. This is real life. I sort of have time to do my nails, but then I just don't want to. So, guess I should probably zoom you in if we're going to be working on eyes first. Now I'm just going to set that eyeshadow. I'm taking Naked from the Naked 1 palette, which is this one right here. I'm just going to set that so that the other eyeshadows will blend easier. I'm also just using the Real Techniques, it says it's a deluxe crease brush. I'm not sure how I would use this in my crease. I always use this just to set the entire lid because it works the best for me to use it that way. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going to do kind of a pinky eye look and a dark lip today. So I'm going to be grabbing my Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is my all-time favorite eyeshadow palette. Couldn't live without it. I use it almost every day. Highly think that it is worth the money. I'm just going to go in with Raw Sienna first, and I'm going to be using this kind of shorter crease brush. It's from Morphe, but it doesn't have a number on it. I'm so bad at doing like talk-throughs. At least I feel like I'm bad at it. Voiceovers are just easier for me because while I'm trying to do my makeup, I can't really talk. But just something I'm gonna have to work on. Now that I have that transition color down, I am just going in with a more, it's flat on one side and thicker on the other, kind of like a fluffy paddle brush. And I'm going to be taking, what am I going to be taking? I'm going to be taking Bonfresco and taking that all on my lid. I do really need to wash my brushes though. Ooh, they're in desperate need of it. Now I'm going to be taking my Real Techniques Essentials Crease Brush. I really like this crease brush. It's small enough that I can actually buff out my lower lash line if I wanted to. And also it's just, I can get that crease really detailed and it won't blow it out. So I can do a lot of detail work with this crease brush as well. I'm just going to be taking, I think I'm going to do Love Letter and kind of taking that in my crease as well. But I'm also going to go around the eye and kind of form like a halo look, if you will. Now I start off with a pretty light hand and then just go back and build it up to the color that I want, because it's always easier to go in with a lighter amount and build up than it would be to go in with a lot of product and just put it right on your eyeball, and then that's really hard to blend out. Now I'm taking my Bobbi Brown blending brush. This is also a huge favorite of mine. It just really smooths everything out on the eyes and blends it all together. It's literally just called the Eye Blender, and it's the best fluffy blending brush that I have used. I do want that to be a little bit more pink, but I'm going to do that later. Now I'm going in with what really makes this eye look pop, and I'm using the Butter London Eye Glazin, I believe is what it's called, in the color Oil Slick. I hope the camera will pick it up just how pretty it is. It is, I don't know how to describe the color. It has like turquoise reflex in it, and it's kind of a purpley pink brown color, which sounds super weird and strange, but it is really pretty on the eyes. But before that, I'm going to be using the Too Faced glitter glue and just putting that right on the center of my eyelid so it'll really pick up the eye glazing. So I'm just going to apply that with my pinky because I don't want a lot everywhere, because this does get pretty sticky, and I'm just going to dab it onto the center of my eyeball. And now I'm going in with the eye glazing. I find that it's better to apply it with your finger than a brush, just with the way that it works. It's like a jelly consistency, but when you stick it on your lid, it transforms into a dry eyeshadow. I hope you can, I really hope the lights in the camera can really pick up just how shimmery and shiny that this is, because it's really beautiful in person. And I am just going to bring that across really the whole lid, but I want the main focus of it to be at the center where we put that glitter glue. To me, I feel like this is the kind of eyeshadow a mermaid would wear. In the viewfinder, it doesn't really look pink, but I promise it is. I feel like I need to adjust my settings so I can get it to look the way it looks in person. I'll have to work on that. But for now, it's just gonna look like this. So now I'm going back in with the Modern Renaissance palette and Love Letter, which we just did before we put on the eye glazing, and I'm going to build up that pink shade. And I'm taking the same Essentials crease brush and really packing on that product. I'm just going to leave the eyes alone for now, and I am going to get started on working on the face. Okay, to prime my face, I'm using my Too Faced Hangover RX or just Hangover X. I always want to say Hangover RX, but who knows. I really like this primer. It's very moisturizing, so if you have dry skin, I would definitely recommend trying this out. It also smells so good. It has, I believe it has coconut water. Yes, it has coconut water and probiotic based ingredients. So it's just really good for your skin, but I also find that it helps make my makeup go on a lot smoother and just look better overall. So I could just stop at that, but I'm going to be a little bit bougie and go in with a second primer. This is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer Smoothing Primer, and I'm just going to put this in my T-zones. Well, I guess just T-zone. I don't really have two T-zones. So on my forehead, on my cheeks, my nose, and my chin. I'm also going to take it around on my smile lines, just to kind of fill those areas in. Now that that's done, time to even everything out with my NYX green concealer. I do just have discoloration on my cheeks, so I always like to put some green concealer there just to kind of mask it. And I do have some scarring on my chin as well. But I'm just going to blend that out with my finger. My skin is in like a healing process, and so I'm trying to find products that will lighten these scars and like discolorations on my cheeks and my chin. So if anybody has any good recommendations, let me know. Okay, so it's the holidays. We all want to look flawless throughout the parties and everything we're going to. And for me, one of the best foundations I have found that just has really high coverage and makes me look like a doll is the Marc Jacobs. Ooh, mine looks really ratchet. But it's the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Full Coverage Foundation. I feel like a lot of people say that this makes them look cakey, and it can if you put too much on, which I have done. You really want to start off kind of how we did with the eyes. You want to start off with a small amount and then build up from there if you need it. But I really do enjoy this foundation. I feel like it's more of an event wear foundation because I can get probably, depending on how my skin is at the time, if it's drier I get less time out of it, but it's pretty normal now, so once I put this on I can probably get about 6 hours of wear time before it starts breaking up around my nose. I'm also in the color 22 Bisque Light. It actually might be a little dark for me right now because when I color matched myself I was just a teeny bit darker, but we'll make it work. So I literally just dot it on like that, and then I'm going to take, what brush do I want to use? I think I'm going to use my Morphe M439 brush to blend this out. He also needs to be washed. I like blending it out with a brush first and then going over it with a damp beauty blender. As you can tell, it's just those few dots, and I'm already getting an insane amount of coverage. Ew, my beauty blender's fall on the floor. Gross. Okay, so I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just go over it all. I actually might need like one more dot on my forehead, but I'm also going in with a full coverage concealer, so I'm fine with how it looks now. I think I'm going to do some cream bronzer because when you put on a cream bronzer and cream highlight first, it's just going to make it last that much longer. So of course I'm going to be using my Soleil 10 de Chanel cream bronzer, and I'm just going to be using an e.l.f. small stippling brush. I'm just going to swirl it in there and then just put it right here. And I'll blend it out, but I'm also going to put it right here and on my chin. And now I'm just going to blend it out on my cheeks. I always put on cream bronzer before I go in with concealer because if I mess up and I get it too muddy right here or too muddy on my forehead, I can just go in with the concealer and brighten it back up. So now that I have my cream bronzer on and I look a little strange, I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. So I'm just going to put this on. And as always, I'm going to blend that out with a brush. This is the Up and Up Face Brush, my favorite brush to blend out concealer with. I always have a few baby hairs that try to get in my concealer and I have to move them out of the way. Like, do you see the amount of coverage that that had? Gorgeous. Okay, so I'm just going to go over that again with my beauty blender, make sure it's all blended out. But before I actually set my under eyes, I'm going in, well, I'm not going in, I'm going to open up my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And with a different beauty blender, I'm just going to pick up some powder on it. This beauty blender is damp as well. And I'm going to get that ready so that when I finish blending out my concealer under my eye, I can just go in with the powder and set it, and it'll minimize the creasing. So, about to make some weird faces. And I really don't have to blend out a lot because this concealer just sets so nicely. But now I'm just going in with that brightening powder and setting it for minimal creasing. Okay, so I'm just going to let that powder sit there for a little bit, and while I do that, I'm going to do my brows off camera. I have not changed my brow routine except for one product, but I do usually do that product near the end anyways. So I'm just going to fill it in with my Anastasia Brow Wiz because my brow definer has run out, sadly. Okay, brows are on. And what am I doing next? Oh yeah, I'm just going to clean them up with a little bit of concealer. I'm still using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. What brush am I using for this? I'm just going to take like a thin liner brush just to put the concealer down, and then I'll blend it out with a fluffier brush. So I'm blending it out using the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. This isn't a step I do always, but it does just help define your eyebrow and kind of bring it forward a little bit, and it just kind of cleans it up. I don't know if you can really tell, but I can. Okay, and we're not completely done with the brows, but the final step is a little later on. I'm trying to do this with Snicker in my lap, and it's actually very hard. Say hello, baby snack. Yes, yes. And then I'm going to take the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. It's not the secret brightening setting powder, but this is actually supposed to be used for your face. The secret brightening powder is really just for underneath your eyes to brighten the under eyes. So with the translucent powder, I'm going to take the fat end of the sponge and dip it in there, and I'm going to set where I get oily the most and just kind of bake those areas just for a little bit. So it'll help keep my oils in check throughout the night or day, whenever you're doing this makeup look. And then with the rest of that powder, I'm just going to take my Real Techniques fluffy brush. I think it's called the multitask brush. And I'm going to set the rest of my face. And then I'm just going to sweep away the baking. And now we can move on to bronzer. Wow, I have powder all over my shirt. I'm going in with my Kat Von D Shade Light palette. I actually really need a new one because all the shades I use I'm starting to hit pan on. And she came out with a new one that has the refillable colors, and I just really want that one so much. But I better use up all this first. So I'm going to take Subconscious and a little bit of Shadow Play and just mix the two together. I don't need too much since we do have that cream bronzer already laid down. And what I like about doing the cream bronzer first is that I already kind of have a contour right there that didn't go away when we set it with powder. And it just helps me to see that line and just keep it right there so it doesn't get too low and I don't get muddy. I am going to contour my nose. I feel like I haven't done that on camera in a while. Oh, my nose itches though. I'm just going to take Subconscious, the light color, and my e.l.f. tiny contour brush, and I'm just going to contour my nose. Now for blush, I'm going in, this is my favorite blush at the moment, is the NYX Ombre blush in Mauve Me. Mine kind of looks ratchet because I mix it, but it does have the lighter color there and the darker color. And you could use either or, but I mix it and that's why it looks all funky in the middle. And now I'm going to continue on with the eyeballs. So I'm going to do my lower lash line, and I'm just going to be taking the Morphe E37 brush. It's a tiny little detailed brush, and I personally love it for going right in close to your lower lash line, and then you can blend it out from there. But I'm going to take Love Letter, that pink color we've been using, and just run it along my lower lash line. Taking it from inner to the outer, because I am going to be doing kind of like a pinky smoky eye. I feel like everybody kind of has their thing, like warm brown tones or cool tones. I feel like mine is like pink eyes. Like I just really like pink eyeshadow. So then I'm just going to be taking that crease brush that we've been using. It doesn't have any extra product on it. It's just what was left over from putting the color in our crease. And I'm just going to buff this out. And now I'm going to attempt to do winged eyeliner on camera, which is always a struggle. I do have to give a shout out to the Tartiste eyeliner though, which is right here. I have the mini version because I bought their holiday set that has 4 different colors in it. This has changed my life. Liquid liner was always kind of a struggle for me just because it's so liquidy and you can see it. You can tell that it's liquid eyeliner. And then gel eyeliner, just with the way my eyes creased, even if I were to like keep my eye taut and pull across, you could just see the crevices. It didn't blend smoothly, and this to me is like a hybrid. Whenever I used the Kat Von D liquid lipstick as an eyeliner in one of my tutorials, I loved it. I loved the consistency of it, and I thought it was the perfect eyeliner. And then I tried this, and this is basically the Kat Von D liquid lipstick as an eyeliner. I love it. Can't get enough of it. I probably will never use another eyeliner again. So if you haven't already tried this, I would definitely recommend it. I also really like the brush that the holiday kit came with. It's this little guy right here. He has more of a typical eyeliner side and then the thin eyeliner side. I tend to use the thin eyeliner side more, just personal preference, but let's see how this goes. So of course my camera decides to die right when I'm doing my winged eyeliner, but this is how it turned out. Not bad. It's actually a little thicker than I was anticipating, but what can you do? And all I did was curl my lashes and add mascara. You can definitely add falsies if you want to. I actually would. It's just, I don't buy false lashes all the time because I'm not wearing them all the time. So I don't have any on me right now. But it's totally fine not to wear false lashes. What I'm going to do to finish up the eye look is take my Milani Bella White eyeshadow, and I'm just going to add that to highlight the brow bone and also add it to the inner corner. We are going to add another shimmer to the inner corner, but this will just act as a brightening effect. I don't know, we might just leave it with the white there because I actually like it. Kind of a matte white highlight. So now I'm just going to do the final step for the brows, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. I am in the shade Soft Brown. I did this to lighten my brows because my hair is actually blonde on the ends. You can't really tell because I have it all pinned up. But the reason I like this is because it actually has little fibers. I don't know if you can see them or not, but it has little fibers in it, and so it does volumize your brows. So I just comb over everything. I also really like it because For drugstore, out of all the drugstore brow gels I've tried, not only does this one kind of add hair to your brows, but it also really sets them in place. And my brows don't move when I use this, which is what I am looking for. And now brows are officially done. Moving on to one of the final steps, which is lips. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Evil Twin. I love this color. I think how they describe it online is like a blackened cherry or something like that. It does kind of have like a purpley tint to it, kind of brown, but when I put it on my lips, it almost looks black, which I actually really like. My mom does not like black lipstick, but I really do if you style it right. See, look at that. So what I like to do to make sure I get these outer edges really clean is take this e.l.f. Professional Concealer Brush. It's a tiny little concealer brush that looks like this. The reason I like this instead of a actual lip brush is because the bristles are really compacted together and you're not going to have one stray that like when you swipe and you have the liquid lipstick on it, it won't like randomly add a dot or anything, because I've had that happen before and it's not fun. So I'm just going to take some from the brush and just go over the edges of my lips. And now for the final step, I am just going to spray everything with my Urban Decay De-Slick Setting Spray. And this is the final result. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it's been a while, but what can I say? Things get in the way, and by things I mean school and work. I hope you guys have had a great year so far. Maybe I'll get a video up before 2017. I might do another makeup look, or maybe I can do like a year-end review where I kind of mention my favorite products from 2016 and just say my recommendations for that. So let me know what you would want to see. And other than that, I don't think I have anything else to say, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!